This is Budram Holass, the legendary singer. I was born in this area of Granville, where we call Budram Trace. The place was named Budram Trace, and at the age of 5 years, I went to Granville RC School. After passing examinations, I went to Point 14 Vocational Center, and then from there, during that time, from 5 years to 12 years, going to sing in kutia and temples and so. And our parents, who both mother and father, did the tutorship because they would know to read Hindi and Ramayana and so. And they taught us about the Hindu religion and songs that what they make of their own and songs that what we hear. So I started singing at the age of 5 years in Granville School, where in concert we had to sing a song, and the song was Rasa Sayam Re, Rasa Sayam Re, Near Nahi Naam Rasa Sayam, under the tutorship of Mr. Thakuri. But it was nice being in school days, and we have a lot of friends and so who just join and sing with us in temples, both in Granville and down in this area. And then we started to sing more songs at the age of 14, 15 years, and then I started to go out of Trinidad, like other countries, I think at the age of 20, 25 years and so. But I still had tutorship with some of the classical singers in Trinidad, like Isaac Yankaran, Ram Charitar, or joined together with them, singers like Sibalak Pampinal, Ram Barros, Bel Bagay, a lot of Tulum Dindial, Hanif Mohammed, all these classical singers. And I know Hindi, so I could have pronounced the words in them properly. And I know what a song means to me. And then I entered in Mastana Bahar and I came in the final twice. One time I came third and one time I came fourth. But nevertheless, it was no stopping. And then since I know Hindi, I started to sit with my parents and then do songs. And then come in mood later on, perform in other countries. Then I wrote songs like Aye Bhi Akela and things. Jaya Bhi Akela. And then Chutney songs like Tar Gori Jamuna, Karam Wanabati, a lot of songs. So that we keep going, and up to now we still continue singing. And at this age now, at 67 years, I stopped, retired from Petrotrade. I worked for them for a long while. And then now, being diabetic, one of the foot get amputated, but I'm still singing and so. Until you try to keep yourself going, you know.
So your parents taught you to sing?
Very well.
In terms of the compositions that you sing, are those original compositions that you wrote, or are there?
With the assistance of my parents and them, the guidance of them, you know, like they will tell you while you were singing about this song, what does the song mean? You understand?
Okay. And tell me about the language. Is it standard Hindi? Is it Bhojpuri? Is it Urdu? Is it, what is it?
Well, we did Hindi first. And Hindi was nice at time you pronouncing Hindi words, right? So instead of you say Bhagavan, you say Bhagwan, which is God, right? And when you pronounce the right word, and even though you want to know what the word means to you, then you know where you could sing and be on the right track. You understand? But if your pronunciation, so if you're singing Ramayana with them, they tell you sing Rahu Kulrit Sada Chali Ai Prana na jaye Varu Bachana na jaye. That means to say that the promise that they make to people, what you say with this mouth, you must fulfill that promise. And if you didn't fulfill that promise, then you are not a person, you become a liar. And when you become a liar and God doesn't want to accept you and the earth doesn't want to accept you, then where you'll be hanging is be.
What was the last song you wrote, original composition that you did?
Original composition, well, I wrote a good few of them, and up to last week I did one, but we haven't recorded yet. You understand? This song is like about who captured the radio station in 1947 was Kamaluddin Mohammed. And he was responsible for bringing East Indian radio program on Trinidad on 730 Radio Trinidad in 1947. And brought out singers like Isaac Yankaran, Ramdhani Sharma, Yusuf Khan, all these classical and Sunday morning Indian hour. And then they had Indian talent on parade on Friday. You understand? So by listening to these guys and them and the pronunciation, and we started to learn. And we know that bhajans in books we used to get from the Divine Life Society. Bhakti bhajan like Prabhu Ji Mere Aao, More Lage Lagana Guru Charanana Ki, Shiva Shankara Bhole Bhale, Jyoti Janam Gavaya Sadhu. So all the bhajans you start to learn them, Materi Mambatan. So, and by learning bhajans, you get to pronounce more. And then you start to listen to classical songs and start to practice classical song, classical drum, and classical style. From 1, 2, 3 different songs until you go right up.
So, Mr. Holass, your parents spoke Hindi.
Yes, very well.
You understand the language as well.
Yes, because they explain the language to us. When we do not understand, they will tell you, well, this is so and that is so, because they could read Ramayana and they only read Hindi. So when they tell you in Hindi, that's what it means in English.
I want to go back a little bit.
Yep.
Would it be your grandparents that came
From India.
from India?
Yeah, Holass and Janki.
What are their names?
Holass and Janki.
Okay, and that is the maternal side or paternal?
The both side, the Holass side was my father, and my mother side was Sukudevati from down here. But I don't know much about down the mother side where they were from. But I know my father and grandfather and grandmother, they came from India because we had the people from India.
Okay, you can say which specific village in India, what particular town?
One was from Lucknow and one was from Bihar.
Okay, very good.
And when you want, one who went to Bihar market to sell in, for leave Bihar by train, I went to sell in Lucknow market. They both of them meet here. But they keep this in that.
Interesting. I'm happy that you have this information still.
Yep. Yep. That's correct.
Yes. But tell me something, were they singers as well?
Well, I guess that's my grandmother because I heard her when she died in 1964. I was 10 years old and she used to sing. You understand? She sings like old bhajan and so, like old bhajan Ratnavali and things. You know, that's like she used to sing a song like this. Bhaj Govinda Govinda Gopala Sri Krishna Manave Jhule Nand Lala Bhaj Govinda Govinda. She used to sing that type of song. But she was from Bihar.
Right.
And my grandfather, but she husband, that my grandmother husband was from Lucknow. You understand?
Yes.
And but my father got married to my mother in Granville, yeah. And then we was born when my father got married. And my father was the founder who wrote the song Nani in 1968 when the competition in Granville School in 1970. Sundar Popo take the song and sing it over. But my father wrote a lot of songs. Most of the chutney that was given to me was by both parents, mother and father.
Can I describe you as a traditional chutney singer or a local classical singer? What tune you feel most comfortable in identifying?
Well, really a legendary singer, you could sing all the categories. As well as there have been over 1,000 film songs. And songs like Pradeep, Manadi and Mukesh, all these songs. I used to stand on the stage and say, any song that you want to hear, write in him and send it up and I will sing them. You understand? Because be it Hemant Kumar, be it Tarat Mahmood, any one of the singers in India, learn a vast amount of songs by them.
So you traveled to India already?
Yes, 90 days I spent in India and sang in about 20 or 25 different places.
Okay.
Yes.
And how was that response? What type of feedback you got? How was that experience there in India?
Well, the response was great because we didn't go to sing any song from India. This is our own composition, what we call Chutney in Trinidad. They call it Bhojpuri.
Yeah, good.
So when you start to sing songs like Ho Anganaiya Se Rama More Lauti Gaye, it means to say that if you get up in the morning, the song what I wrote together with my mother and them, and you open the door, you see the Lord standing in front of your door. What you going to do? Jab hum jane ghar Rama ji aaye, अच्छे अच्छे भोजन बनाए रखती रे अंगनैया. That when you go standing, you give me the best food to eat. That is the best water to drink. And then you give him the best bed of flowers to sleep on.
Have you ever participated in tent singing in the past?
Plenty.
You could shed some light on that experience.
Yes, it's a very nice experience sitting down with these classical guys. When I tell you these classical guys like Yusuf Khan 42 years ago, and he did a powerful song like this. Chin me dali de gaye chin mein dalir gaye Sudama ji chin mein dalir gaye. That's what they call Bihag in classical style, Yusuf Khan. I think I can sing like Miladi Sudama Shri Krishna ji Kayaro More Rama. So I think I can Ram Charitra sing like Sakhi Sakhi Pyare Sakhi Bhar De Mera Vaimana. So all these classical masters, I sang together with them on the same stage in the 60s and coming along to the 70s and so. And Hanif Mohammed would sing like Kailasapati Maharaj Aaj Shankar Shiva Bam Bam Bhola. He was a great veteran too. And singing together with them on the stage, share the stage with them. You get experience, you get knowledge how to sing different type of songs. And so you become more brave because you know Hindi and you get to sing and you get to expand your voice and you get people to know who you are and people get to like you and support you as a singer.
Which particular performance you would say has been your most memorable one? Is there any?
Yes. There is what they call in the chutney category. And in the field of bhajan singing, songs like I Be Akila, Jai Be Akila, everybody go for it.
Was that an original composition?
There was a guy who wrote a part of that song in 1954.
A local person?
No, in India. His name was Talat Mahmood, but he did only one verse I think in the song and he stopped. But to continue that, you have to make the rest of verses. You have to make some of the verses of your own. And then add it onto that and the chorus. And the road that he sang the song was a different road, but I put it in a Muslim road. You know? And when you sing it like that and you put the heights of the song, real heights, and bring it back down to the other, that makes the song.
Now I know that you are a vocalist, but do you play any particular instrument?
All. But I like the dholak the most.
Dholak, harmonium, dantal.
My whole life I play dholak and sing.
Okay. So separate and aside from singing and playing instruments, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I used to play cricket and go to school and to play football and thing, but when I get engaged in singing, I drop off all them. Because every day I have to go and sing. Yeah.
How would you say traditional chutney and local classical singing has changed over the years? Has it changed and if so, how?
Well, the real root of it is classical singing. And from classical singing emerged chutney, traditional chutney. Because what is happening is that the classical singing is to sing the classical, and in the fast part when they go up, they play the drum part, people get up and they start to dance.
So the classical singing came first.
Yeah, and then the traditional chutney came out of that. So they have it as classical chutney.
Right. Now, within classical singing, we have different genres or different repertoire, different styles. So
Yes.
You can have Biraha, Tumri, Tilana.
Yeah.
You can have Lokit.
Yeah.
You can have Sohar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
That's correct.
All style that you experiment with and voice it.
All of them. You start with Sargam, followed by a Dhurpat, followed by a Tilana, followed by a Tumri, followed by a Ghazal, followed by Bihag, then Chaiti, then Hori, and all the different kind of Malar and so and so.
Identify that
Yes, every hour have a different song.
every hour.
Yeah, in classical singing.
Right. And that is what we saw during the 10th singing. That is how
Yes, intense singing.
Can you enlighten me a bit on this whole idea of peacock? Was that a feature also in 10th singing?
Yes, that was well, peacock singing was really not I should say, well, it's really the beauty of singing. But it is like other singer want to tell the other singer that I better than you, or the other one will say, well, he better than this one. So the two of them clash together and is who could sing better and who have better voice and who know more Hindi and who could sing the better parable song. It's more about that the Pekong is what you call parable, you know, throwing parable for one another. And people have to support that, but that kind of damage the classical thing because if a young gentleman who now go to sing classical doesn't know Hindi. And they throw up Pekong when he can't, and he has to leave the stage and run. You understand? But I never leave the stage and run because I know Hindi. And I know that I could reply to them. And they sit down and watch me.
Participated in the jam singing.
Yeah, there are a lot of them, or nearly most of them.
And list of some of the persons who were very popular during that particular era of jam singing, some of the singers.
Well, once or twice I had with Suhan Gildari. Before Hanif died, once or twice with Hanif Mohammed. Also with the late Isaac Yankuran about maybe one or two times in Freeport somewhere. And then in Himalaya Club with Ram Charitar and then Tulum Dindial and some in Tivalan. You know, the all and we have classical singers like Sibalak Rambros. They were all good singers and they shared the stage with them. Bob Lukai was drummer from Pinal. And listen to them and you want to learn the right way. But when you're a young singer and you're learning, you don't go on the stage and throw no Pekong for no big singer. That's the right idea.
Are there any challenges that you would have encountered during this musical journey that you're on? What are some of the challenges?
Well, some of the challenges were to play my own dholak and sing and create my own style, your own beat. So when I sit down and play a certain type of style of drumming, the other singers I don't know because I combine that and I could play the dholak and sing chutney in my own way. And that can defeat all of them. You understand? But also you have to learn the other style like Teen Tal, Dadra Tal, Rupak Tal, Zapak Tal, and you have to Tabula, Bharti, Theka, Kasian beat, horse beat, all these things apply to singing in all different songs and the different classical songs and so and so. Thumri and Dhurpat and Tilana and the different classical answers you have to learn all of them. So whenever I come to play, to sing and you know the dholak, the style you play.
So each style have a specific art.
Yeah, different. Different.
If you could change one thing in the music industry, what would that be?
Well, I can tell you, the largest room in the world that could never be filled is the room for improvement. And we all have to improve in the music industry. You understand? And if we could improve in our music, because the younger generation today will not know mostly about the old songs that you from old movies, black and white movies. And some may like it, some might not like it. You understand? Because for instance, that the old songs where you have like old things like Shamshad Begum, they sing songs like Jawa hai mohabbat usi ka zamana lutaya hai dil kisi ka patana. As well as in from Nagin where they sing Man dole tera man dole re dil ka gaya करार रे कौन बजाए बांसुरिया. So those old time songs and the modern songs are what you have now with two different things. You understand? Even the actors in the old are different to the actors now. Right? So there is the younger people today, they go for more the modern music. I can't give them wrong because all of them, I would say all of them does not know Hindi. Some of them know and some of them know, but they go to sing more English-wise according to what they know what they're singing about. And you will find that sometimes pronunciation and Hindi word, they are a bit difficult for them. But they could sing the English straight, right? But the thing is that all depends on your mind. That if you want to make up your mind to learn Hindi and sing in the right way, you do that. And you could sing it in English, do nothing wrong with that. संध्या सुमिरन आरती सुनो वीर हनुमान अरे आए के आसन लीजिए प्रेम सहित भगवान. So this stanza is telling you, संध्या सुमिरन आरती सुनो वीर हनुमान आए आसन लीजिए प्रेम सहित. You're coming to sing on the stage, prema sahita for love for God. Whether it's classical song wherever the bhajan, whatever. But classical singing, most of them, they use that duha, I should tell you, they sing to come and start to sing it that they sing Bhakti Karo Bhagavan, or Prema Sahita. Bhakti is devotion to God, and Prema Sahita Bhagavan is love for God. And then they start the classical song, whatever song they will sing a song like this, maybe a Drupad, maybe a Thumri, maybe a Ghazal, maybe a Tilana, or maybe a Malar, or maybe a Hori. You understand? But most of the time they sing like Drupad, and the Drupad they sing pertain to different aspects of different people in different areas and so on too. And sometimes it's more religious, like Ayodhya ऐसी धाम तीन लोग एक मकान अयोध्या ऐसी धाम तीन लोग एक मकान ओ राजा राम को मकान चारु वेद में पदमान राजा राम को मकान चारों वेद में पदमाने राजा राम को मकान चारों वेद में पदमान आगत राम नौनी नहान को जहान आगत राम नौनी नहान को जहान आगत राम नौनी नहान को जहान बार बार शक्ति दर्शन को जात है साई कपिगन हनुमान की गृह पर लाल झंडा फहरात है अयोध्या ऐसी धाम तीन लोग ही मकान अयोध्या ओ राजा राम को मकान चार वेद में पद्मान राजा राम को मकान चारो वेद में पद्मान आकत राम नौनी नहान को जहान आकत राम नौनी नहान को जहान बार बार शक्ति दर्शन को जाते हैं ओ थाई कपिगन हनुमान की गृह पर लाल झंडा फहरात है अयोध्या ऐसी धाम तीन लोग हे मकान. That's what they call it, Drupad. In local classical singing, it's very nice. The song has very nice meaning that in that city of Ayodhya, everybody was marrying themselves and so. And good, that is one of the most powerful songs that is start in traditional classical singing.
Yeah, I want to chat a bit on music, ritualistic music being sung during rituals. So, for example, long ago, when persons were engaged in any particular ritual, there would be a song to accompany it. For example, if you're using a jata to grind rice,
Yeah,
there would be a song for that.
yeah,
If you're making a salsa, there's a song for that. So what I'm really trying to get at is how popular, how common music during rituals was sung out when a child is born,
yeah,
right? When there are certain wedding rituals, there's music to accompany some of this, and I know
Yeah.
sister would have done some work in this
Yeah.
particular field.
yeah. Well, for wedding and so you do like biraha, you understand? And then for like when a child born, they sing like suhar. Like the suhar is like कहते देव की माई सुनो मोरे कंठ पिया ओ ललना कंस राजा सुनी पई है तो बेटा मर वाए डाले. That is suhar. You understand? And they have suhar for Ram as well as Krishna. I did the Krishna suhar. But Ram wanted to say like, Hare Rama ke mathwa tikuliya bahut nikla gela ho lalana Kausalya ji godiya khilawat palana jhulawat. So that's the Ram Suhar for when Ram Navami celebration. And then you had the Krishna Soca for when Krishna was born. So you have to sit down and make the songs of your own and sing it in that Soca road so that people will learn the songs. And to know that, you must know Hindi and you have to be educated. To know what to sing, to those who know Hindi, they know what to sing about. You understand? It is a nice thing that when you could originate and write your own song and create your own road. You're not following nobody else's road, you're creating your own road. You understand? And that would make the tune a bit more better because people never hear that type of road that you're singing.
Would you say local classical music is declining or it's dying? Would you say it's dying?
I don't think it is dying because we have already completed about 150 or 108 classical songs in the book. Right now it is in the print tree. The song he picked that we were doing at Dhurpat by Yusuf Khan, the song is there and the translation underneath. So those who sing the song know what it means already.
So this book would be a compilation of the music that you...
Very good, with all the singers of the past. All the singers of the past. So that the younger ones will look at the song, they will sing the song, and they know what the translation is underneath. You understand? So once you have the translation and they know what they're singing, they will be able to express the song better.
And that book, could you tell me when and where would it be available?
Well, I think that it should be available about a month from now because recently we have sent it to the print tree. And then we have it headed by one or two doctors who know Hindi, profound Hindi. And they are the one who encourage us to do this book so that the classical singing with the younger generation, they will learn something and this will live on.
Mr. Holass, do you have any advice for young persons entering this particular chutney industry and local classical singing? Is there anything you would like, you had a message to give them? What would that be?
Well, I will have give them the message because classical singing has bhakti in it, devotion. Chutney has none. Chutney has none because nobody will go and sing a little praise and then start to say this girl and that girl and in English and this and that. Nah. That can't work. Because if you sing in Hindi and they say Om Namah Shivaya and it's that a song like Materi Mamata, that coincides with that. But if you're going to sing a chutney in English, you might say, what never meet you never pass you, always bear it in mind. If a young man beats his dad, you remember yesterday and you start to chutney in English, man like yourself, you can't trust again, the hijacking boat, the hijacking plea. What is that?
Yeah.
So that was saying that the trend is to it's not a bad thing that they sing in English because who don't know the Hindi and they want to sing in English. You can't stop them, they have to be a singer, they want, later on they might learn Hindi and they go get more involved with it. But right now to get into the kind of a classical thing, to get into the kind of the classical thing, you will be in a format that where you could sit down and study the Hindi language and then get into the traditional chutney fully well after.
So training in the local classical at first is important.
Yes.
Understand the principles and the elements of good music before you can deviate and do anything else.
That's correct.
But it's good to have that grounding and that underlying knowledge of the first before.
Yes, this is where chutney started, you know. When I listened to Ram Charitra and these guys and everything, they sing the classical song. And when they reach the first part, they start to sing because like they sing in the Lavani is a classical song. And they sing the song like this. Bin ka diya re, O Maharaj laaj, gai meri laaj, gai meri, dukh haro, dwarka nath charan mein teri. That is Lavani silent. And they come back now and hit the same Lavani silent in fast music like O Binika Jiyaji Maharaj Laji Gai Meri Laji Gai Meri Dukharu Dwarika Nath and chutney silent. So you could take this song from classical and convert into chutney. That's why I tell you, if they didn't sing it in classical, they wouldn't get the song to sing in this chutney traditional. As well as you could take a chutney traditional song and convert it back into classical.
And finally, before we close, you want to shed some light on the current project that you're working on?
Well, this project that what we're working on really is to encourage the younger generation to get involved in playing a piece of instrument, or get encouraged in singing, learning Hindi, writing a song, so that you'll have something to keep you occupied instead of you go astray then. And when you get yourself occupied behind a keyboard, whether a dholak or a tabla or a dhantal, or writing songs for people, you understand? When they write a song in English, so and chutney, it doesn't matter, but you keep yourself occupied, and from there you will develop more skills and more, you understand, more educational, and you will give them good advice as to how you will get this thing to go properly.
Thank you, Mr. Holass.
You're welcome. This was Paramaribo North Club in 1992. 129 countries take part, and this was sent for Pakistan, that the winner must get this value 5,000 US in 1992, the first prize. And some money about guilders, but the guilders was nobody to not to give them all the money to buy a CAT scan, to cure all the people in Suriname. When I take the only monument and come back to Suriname.
And how you felt about winning this monument?
It's like every day singing, you could sing 100 songs every day, 7 days time. You sing 700 songs, you win. When I sing about 400 songs in 3 days, because nobody could not go 2 days. You understand? And the third day, when I alone singing, all the other place shut down. So I had to enough, and they say, well, they win. So when they make the presentation, I was happy because I went with about 900 or 1100 songs. Well, every song that counts, but you have more than 3 verses, you must sing the songs with them. You understand? Every song counts. Bhajan, plain song, chutney, classical, every song counts. Marathon singing is like who could sing the most amount of songs in 3 or 4 days. They win if your voice is gone, you understand? And the voice that I had those days, 30 years ago, I could not run out of voice. I could not run out of song. I didn't know so much song. I didn't know about maybe about 1,000 songs. You understand? But I still sing about in the second competition, Mauritius, and I have that championship too. That is championship there. About 700 songs in 40s, and Sonu Nigam was second. In India, a winner in that too. Only songs in Trinidad. And England, a winner there too, and Anup Jaluta was second.
Okay.
You understand?
So you just tell people to write any song from the audience and send for you to sing?
Yes.
Any type of song?
Any song they want.
Right. You're the only singer like that, Budram?
But I don't know if you have an next one, but you see, when you learn a capacity about 1.4 million songs, all kinds. If you want me to sing a line or two in Bob Marley, no woman to cry, I can sing that too. Elvis Presley, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. You understand? So not to say, Pharaoh said, drunk and disorderly, or he said, remember when you couldn't even walk. You understand that? Remember when you couldn't even walk. I say, remember when you couldn't even talk. I say, remember when who used to wash your clothes for you, who used to wipe your nose for you, and who used to hug and kiss you. I say, remember when who used to change your diaper, who used to give you supper. Don't forget your mother and your father. That was Calypso with Power in 1958. I was about 4 years old and I liked that Calypso and I learned it. You understand? English songs as well as Indian songs. I didn't know much English songs. Maybe about 50 songs in English. Right? And but all the rest dedicate my life to more Indian singing. With your diamond and your gold, you are nothing in this world. So pray for your soul in this world. With your diamond and your gold, you have nothing to behold. Oh, pray for your soul in this world. Don't worry to weep, mother, don't worry to cry. The heaven is my home, I'm just passing by. With your diamond and your gold, You are nothing in this world. Oh, Heavenly Father, receive me when I die. Oh, earthly mother, I am just passing by. Jesus, your Savior, He rendered His soul. Call Him Allah, the Savior. He give you His soul. Oh, Lord Rama, the Savior, you're bound to give Him your soul. So pray for your soul in. आए भी अकेला जाए भी अकेला 2 दिन की जिंदगी है 2 दिन का मेरा आए भी अकेला जिनके लिए है तूने महारत गाए मतलब की यार सारी सब है पढ़ाए इनके लिए है कितना तूने दुख झेला 2 दिन की जिंदगी है 2 दिन का मेला more for funeral purpose. I be अकेला born to alone. जाए भी अकेला बने रहे हो तार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया लेगे मछली तार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया अरे लेगे मछली अरे लेगे मछलिया लेगे मछलिया लेगे अरे थार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया लेगे मछलिया साथ मरे खोजे ससुरा खोजवावे साथ मरे खोजे ससुरा खोजवावे अरे सैया लगावे महाजाल दुल्हनिया लेगे मछली